As reported by E! Television's documentary series, The E! True Hollywood Story, whether he would admit it or not, Corey Haim had a major drug problem. They reported,
in July 2001, Haim met with E! Entertainment Television and discussed his early career, including a TV commercial he did as a child. His comments were close to incomprehensible.
One was for, and it was, Toronto, winter. Extra, read all about it, why can, da-da-da.
2 weeks later, producers asked Haim what happened during that first interview.
Just things weren't going my way that day. That's it.
but it wasn't until the A&E television show, The Two Coreys, did we learn the reason why Corey Haim had a drug problem. Corey Feldman pushed Corey Haim too far. He threatened Haim.
I can destroy you right now and you know it.
Corey, I'm saying
And I don't need to do that.
No.
I'm an easy target.
What was Corey Feldman using to try to control Corey Haim? It came out on camera.
You let me get around in my life, man, raped, so to speak, when I was about 14 and a half, and I'm saying this right now, by the guy you still hang out with, and tell me I'm 14 and a half, take responsibility. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What'd you do, man, when you saw that going down when I was 14 to me? What'd you do? You knew about it. Besides being his best friend, what'd you do? What'd you do? Tell us what you did, man.
I believe
Lines of cocaine with me. God bless you.
You want to talk about the truth? Okay, well then let's talk about the truth. I was being molested at the same time by somebody else. What'd you do?
That confrontation not only helped end the A&E's The Two Coreys, it also ended the Coreys' friendship. Even though he claimed he was raped and molested, Corey Haim never filed a police report. No investigation ever happened.
Corey Haim was one of Hollywood's top teen idols during the 1980s. His talent and boyish good looks brought fame, fortune, and a future that looked limitless. But on March 10, 2010, Haim collapsed at his Los Angeles area home. Paramedics were unable to revive him. Corey Haim was pronounced dead at a Burbank hospital. He was 38.
After Corey Haim's death, Corey Feldman was interviewed by ABC News. He explained who he thought was responsible for Corey Haim's death.
Feldman says the trauma of that pedophilia contributed to Haim's death.
There's one person to blame in the death of Corey Haim, and that person happens to be a Hollywood mogul. And that person needs to be exposed, but unfortunately I can't be the one to do it.
After Corey Feldman's controversial and shocking claim that a Hollywood mogul paedophile was responsible for Haim's death, and that Hollywood was controlled by a group of rich, powerful paedophiles who raped young boys, Corey Feldman got a $1 million book deal. The publishers, St. Martin's Press, soon released the book called Choreography, a memoir by Corey Feldman. Privately, friends and relatives of Corey Haim are outraged that even in death, Corey Feldman is trying to make money on his so-called best friend. Doing interviews for his new book on ABC's The View, Barbara Walters asked for the names of the Hollywood pedophiles who ran Hollywood.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
That's what, and that's what you're saying in your book. When you talk to, when you talk to
And they don't
parents,
want me here right now. Trust
Corey,
me. They want me dead.
So, Corey Feldman is scared that people who run Hollywood want him dead. So who can dispute Corey Feldman's charges? Why are people like Lost Boys director Joel Schumacher having to deny these charges? Could the man who raped Corey Haim be Michael Jackson? Could it be one of the producers of Lost Boys, Licensed to Drive, or Lucas? Could they be one of the pedophiles described in Feldman's book? To try to find the truth, we looked at Corey Haim's own words in the August 4th, 2008 edition of People magazine. Reporter Oliver Jones wrote, quote, "On The Two Coreys, a reality series on A&E that reunited Haim and Feldman and exposed their rapidly disintegrating relationship. During the show's second season, both actors confessed that they had been sexually abused as kids, Feldman by a man hired to be his assistant, Haim by a 42-year-old man he won't identify." End quote. So, Corey Haim was molested at age 14. The man who molested him was 42 years old, and according to Corey Feldman, a very rich, very powerful Hollywood mogul, and he won't talk about it in fear he might be killed.
Unfortunately, as we all have our own legal ramifications, there are certain things that the publisher's lawyers would not allow to be left in. Meaning, you cannot go out there and slander people. There are, protections and laws against these sorts of things. You can't do it. It's not acceptable.
But what Corey Feldman doesn't say is you can be sued for slander if you're not telling the truth or have facts, not gossip, to back you up. Truth is the defense against slander. St. Martin's Press, the publisher, must have known that. Corey Feldman's book was shocking. It claimed he became a heroin addict because he was molested by his personal assistant, that a secret group of perverts really controlled the movie industry. And Corey Haim was bisexual and molested at 14 by a Hollywood mogul. But what does Corey Haim's mum say about Feldman's book? ABC News tried to talk to her about it.
We contacted Corey Haim's mother. In an email, she said, "I'm not willing to discuss or respond to anything Corey Feldman has to say. I wish he would talk about himself only and leave my son out of it."
Haim's mum and Feldman no longer speak. We do know Haim was born in 1971. In 1985, he was 14 years old and says he was being raped, molested by a 42-year-old man. That means today, in 2015, that man would be in his 70s if he is still alive. Is Hollywood controlled by rich, powerful pedophiles who rape children secretly? Is Corey Feldman's life really in danger? And who is the 72-year-old man responsible for Corey Haim's death? We'll have to wait for the next book.